Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars, and let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on the 1-day time frame, because Bitcoin is still dumping to the downside here, potentially about to find some short-term support sitting from 112k all the way down to 110k in the Bitcoin price. Now, if we were to really break down below this 110k level, the next big level of support below that would already be sitting at 107 all the way down to 105k in the Bitcoin price. Notice how on this 2-day time frame as well, we have not seen that bullish confirmation yet of us getting 2-day candle closes above this 120k level. That is what we need to see before we can start talking about another massive move to the upside for Bitcoin. And same thing on this 4-hour time frame here. We are still just in this downtrend. Yesterday we did see some games being played around this descending trend line. However, the bullish confirmation was sitting at about 114.4k in the Bitcoin price, and at no point did we get candle closes above that. So overall, this thing is still just in a downtrend at the moment, and we need to see how that is going to play out first. My outlook actually remains exactly the same. Whenever we end up finding some kind of low and then breaking this descending trend line from there, I will be putting on long positions for Bitcoin once again. I will be looking for a next big move to the upside, potentially even up to 120k, because as I showed you yesterday as well, we have massive liquidity to the upside at 120,000. And in the case that you don't know, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. Obviously, we already took out the downside liquidity here. So right now on this 2-week time frame, most of the liquidity is actually to the upside, leaving the door open for Bitcoin to get another move to the upside sometime soon. However, we need to get that bullish confirmation. And notice how with us having that massive liquidity at 120k, if we end up taking out that liquidity, then we would also have to entertain the idea of a possible break above this 120k level on the 2-day time frame, which would be the bullish confirmation for the next bigger move to the upside for Bitcoin. So this is why I was saying yesterday as well, like, hey, if we break this descending trend line and we see some kind of clear reversal signal confirming, then from there we can actually start looking for some long positions for Bitcoin once again. But that does not change the fact that right now, just technically speaking, we are still in a downtrend. Right now, the area of resistance is sitting at about 112.9k. Lastly, checking back in with these Bitcoin ETF flow tables, yesterday we saw a massive outflow of about $315 million from these Bitcoin ETFs. Overall, this is still having a downwards pressuring effect. However, my base case expectation here is that once we start breaking this trend line and getting some kind of clear reversal signal, perhaps even some kind of bullish divergence showing up at some point in the near future on this 4-hour time frame, then likely when this confirms, we will also start to see inflows from these Bitcoin ETFs again. So that is what I'm keeping an eye on, potentially another move up to 120k in the case that we start confirming the reversal signals. Like I said, bullish divergence, breaking trend lines, breaking levels of resistance, as I showed you in this video. So it's a bit of a quicker update today, but I spent a lot of time accepting signals requests today. It was just a lot more work than I thought it would be, so my apologies for that slight delay. Like I said right here as well, if you requested signals access yesterday or sometime recently, and you haven't received an email from me, which is info@rt1m.com, confirming or denying your access request, then you will get it tomorrow. So my apologies for this delay once again, but tomorrow everyone will either have been accepted or denied, depending on if you followed all the steps. So this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.